one of Devin's best attributes of being a quarterback is that he's super smart. He reads fronts really well. So for him to have the control over calling different protections and stuff like that, I think is really important for him. But yeah, this offense gives him a lot of freedom as far as that goes. If he sees something different than what we called in the huddle, he's allowed to change the protection or change the blocking scheme, whatever he wants to do.
Is it a big adjustment for you guys?
No, not a big adjustment for us. He goes, no, it's not big. No.
Does he seem more comfortable than last year?
Yeah, he seems comfortable. I think
you see a difference.
He's playing really well. He's playing fast. He's a smart player, like I said, and he's making the right plays and smart plays, and I think that's what's most important and what his team needs him to do.
When guys are challenged, to win the job, like they said, there's a competition with him and Shane. Do you think that kind of pushed him forward a little bit? Did that help?
Yeah, I believe that if you have someone behind you that's capable of starting, it kind of pushes you to play better, and I think that's happened with him. But both those guys are really good, and either one of them can start, so they kind of push each other, and that's what we need.
Whose idea was the buzzed head look for the offensive line?
It was kind of a group effort, but I'll give it to Graham Glasgow. He kind of started it, but we all went with it. So.
Anybody protest, and you had to kind of...
We had a couple guys that didn't want to do it at first, but they got it done. No names.
In terms of the shuffle, I'm sure you were asked already, but is this something that you guys have kind of just made your peace with? If you have no idea really who's in there at one time and what rap or whatever?
That's all. Ever since I've been here, that's always been the philosophy. The top 5 guys are going to play. It doesn't matter what position you're playing. So, it doesn't make a difference. Like I said, if you can play one position, you can play them all.
But other times you've seen it tracking in a certain way. Through practices, like these are the 5 who are getting more reps, and it seems like so far there hasn't been much of that, right?
Not a lot. There's 11 or 12 guys on our offensive line that can start this year. It makes for great competition. So to say there's a top 5 right now wouldn't be the right thing to say.
You expected to be going back to tackle when we had talked to you in the spring. Now that you're playing some guard too, is that kind of unusual, or are you kind of snap back into it?
I played guard last year, so playing guard's not unusual for me. I like both positions the same. It doesn't matter to me. It just we have to have 5 guys who can play together. We can't have good players at tackle. We saw that. We need to have 5 guys across the board that can play together and play really well.
What do you feel you've improved this year over last year?
As offense, personally?
Yeah.
Personally, I spent a lot of time in the offseason working on my speed and quickness, and I think that's going to help me a lot. Playing inside, you see things a lot faster. It happens a lot quicker. Outside you deal with quicker guys, but inside you see things a lot quicker, so I think that helped me with that aspect. And just eating right and getting healthy and strong and stuff like that. So
I'm sure you were asked about this already, but what have you seen out of Mason Cole? He seems to be a guy that Brady's been mentioning. He's been working with the ones, only being a true freshman, obviously, early in the league.
Mason's a really smart player. He understands the game really well. He plays hard, and he's a special player. But we have 2 tackles that are really good and playing well. It's Juwan Bushell-Beatty's also playing really well. So both those guys are good, and they come from high school backgrounds where they had good fundamentals and good technique.
I don't know how much you've worked with the tight ends, but what have you seen? Have you seen anything out of Heitzman? He's a guy that's obviously transitioning to a new position, putting his hand down on the line of scrimmage. Have you had a chance to work with him on any line drills or anything like that?
Yeah, I've had a chance to work with him, but he's done an awesome job since coming over from defensive line. He's a physical guy, and he's a good blocker, so that's what we need.